glory forever.
Good evening to everyone. So what is like the most prominent thing you notice tonight here in church? Oh, the cross. Now, what would happen if you came to church this Saturday evening or you came back tomorrow morning? Oh, by the way, why do we have the cross out today? Exaltation of the cross. So what if you came to church on the feast of the Exaltation of the cross, the Sunday after the Exaltation of the cross, and you didn't see the cross? What if Deacon Tom was still wearing his red vestments and all the service, and by the way, it was a new service today, thank you Dave for stepping up. One of the servers were all wearing their red vestments, which is the color of the cross, and Deacon Charles was still dressed in red, and we had all the altar adorned in red, and we had the flowers here covering a pillow, but there was no cross in the flowers, and there was no cross here. And how many other crosses do you see? There was no cross here. This cross was nothing in my hand. No cross around my neck. No cross behind the altar. But we were still saying we bow to your cross. What would you think?
Didn't happen.
It didn't happen? Well, I didn't even think about that as an answer. I would probably think, well, Father forgot to put out the cross. The crosses are out for repairs. Maybe somebody took them. But you never know. But even if all the crosses were gone, it would still happen. We'd still have the holy day, and we would still sing "We Bow to Your Cross," because there would be one cross present inside this church, even if all the other crosses on the walls, on the tetrapod, on the altar, if every other cross was missing, we would still be able to sing "We Bow to Your Cross," because the most important cross would still be here. And what do you think that most important cross? Oh, you have your hand up. Ask the question, Deacon.
The relic of the cross in the holy table.
I didn't think of that answer either, Deacon. Who's that over there? Actually, what if there was no relic of the holy cross in the holy table?
The Eucharist.
The church, you guys are like all theologians. Yes, and the church is built sort of in the shape of a cross. But I was thinking, much more simply, I guess, of the cross that we all take home with us. The cross that's in our hearts. Oh, okay, let's go on with that one. Well, because in a sense, we are here. The cross, the church is, it's an excellent point. The cross is shaped like a church. There are crosses all over, embedded in icons and relics and holy tables and so forth, and there are crosses all over. It's a very prominent symbol, but yet we take the cross with us to remind ourselves that the cross in our hearts, because oftentimes we talk about the metaphorical cross on our shoulders, but the cross on our shoulders, the cross in our hearts, beckons us to live the spirit of sacrifice, joyful sacrifice that we find in the cross itself. And that's why our church has crosses all over on a normal basis, and even more so on the Sundays before and after the Feast of the Exaltation of the Cross. So why is the cross then such a prominent and important symbol in our church? And what's so important about the cross that's on our shoulders, or maybe the cross that's in our heart? What is this sacrificial love that God is calling us towards? Christ died on the cross, and yes, we know that, and we're all called to imitate him, right? So we're all called to have that same sense of joyful sacrifice. Now, joyful is not an emotion. Make no mistake about that, because nobody really likes to suffer. Maybe some people do, but most people don't enjoy suffering. But yet, a joyful sacrifice is a sacrifice that we make willingly, knowing that it's worthwhile, and knowing that it's for a good reason. And no greater reason to be found than the fact that Christ sacrificed himself on the cross willingly, joyfully for us first. So what is the cross perhaps that you have on your shoulders right now? Maybe it's a cross of self-giving. Maybe it's a cross that could be measured. Maybe it's a cross that could be measured with time, or with effort, or with tears, or with energy, or with sweat, or even with blood. Like the sacrifice of caring for a loved one. The sacrifice that a parent invests in caring for a child. Or that a spouse invests in caring for another spouse. Or a child invests in caring for a parent. Or maybe it's the type of sacrifice that has no tangible measure. Maybe it's the sacrifice that's truly on the inside that nobody else knows about. We've talked about that many times before also. Maybe it's that sacrifice of trust. Kind of not knowing what's going to happen in our lives. Wondering about fear. Wondering about betrayal. Have we been hurt by somebody? Will God let us down? Can we truly trust God to come through with an answer to our prayer? In very many ways, we quickly answer yes to give the proper theological answer, but when it comes down to day-to-day living, sometimes that's a cross. It's not easy to close our eyes and to take that blind leap of faith and say, God, let it be done to me according to your will. That takes a great deal of courage. But yet the answer to carrying the cross is the cross. The answer to the cross is the cross. Why? Because if God died on the cross, because he loves us, then when we are faced with those crosses on our shoulders, the ones that you see, the ones that you measure, the ones that you can't see, the ones that you and only you feel, then God who died on the cross for us first will not let us down. And that, friends, is the message that we must remember. That's the glory of the cross. That's why we bow to the cross. That's why we exalt the cross. I know you. What are you doing here? It's not Sunday.
I'm coming tomorrow also.
Okay, so I always ask this side of the church, you still like stories, right?
Yes.
So I'm going to tell you a story. A story about a cross, I guess. Well, it's about 3 trees. And you know, trees have feelings. Did you know that? Why can't they have feelings? We have feelings, right? Maybe trees could have feelings. Maybe they can have hopes and visions and aspirations too. So there were 3 trees one day, and they all had great and grand aspirations. They wanted to grow up to be the tallest kind of trees that there could be. And one wanted to grow up so tall and be a great hospital. Be a great hospital. And another one wanted to grow up so tall and be used in building a great ship. And another one wanted to grow up so tall and be used to build a great castle. And then one day the woodcutter came and chopped them all down. Well, they didn't get what they wanted. One tree was used in a barnyard as a trough, a feeding place for animals. Another name for that is a manger. One was used to be not a great sailing ship, but to be a humble fisherman's boat, used in a small fisherman village in Galilee. And another was not used to make a great building, but it was used to be the pillar and the crossbar of a cross on Calvary. And so you see, friends, sometimes we might have dreams and aspirations and visions and fears and all that stuff, but the greatest thing of all, perhaps, are the things that we can't even envision ourselves. The things that God has in store for us. And that requires trust. And I think that's really the greatest key to carrying the cross on our shoulders, in our hearts, that God has in store for us to trust. Glory to Jesus Christ.
Glory forever.